You see, there are some brands out there that really love cutting corners. Cheap drivers, cheap hardware, and the app look full of features, but half of it's just the smoke and mirrors. The EQ range don't even match the real frequency response. Some companies goes even further, taking a $30 other brand's product, slapping a new shell, calling it a super version or whatever, and sell it for $100. At that point, I think they've truly mastered the philosophy of the audio masochism. After testing nearly 200 TWS earbuds, I came to one conclusion. If a pair of earbuds is actually good, you can tell by the moment you put it in. Even if the tuning isn't your favorite, you can still feel the soundstage, the imaging, and the transients, and the dynamic range. Because the driver itself is just good. And here's the truth, no EQ can fix this. It's like having a weak engine. No amount of body kicks or modes can magically increasing the horsepower. There's a hot limit. So today, I'm going to talk about the earbuds that have a real hardware, real driver quality, and sound great without touching EQ at all. Every model here can be found on Amazon or Shopee, and I've gathered every discount I could find for references. Grab a drink and let's roll the intro. Sennheiser Momentum 4. No need for long introduction here. The Momentum 4 simply sounds better than the Sony XM5 and the Bose QC Ultra 2, and now the price keep dropping from $350 down to the $199. At that price is one of the easiest recommendation this year. Sennheiser's tuning is as mature as ever, arguably one of the best V-shaped tuning on the market. Great bass transients, solid details, warm and refined mid, and a bright, glamorous treble with a hint of the metallic shimmer. The overall sound is smooth and lush, just like champion gold finish. Warm, wealthy, classy. But how about the downside? Well, transparency mode and ANC are both pretty average. The feed is unfriendly for smaller ears, and microphone quality is terrifying.
And people buying Sennheiser probably assume they be driving alone or definitely not taking the meeting outside.
The Samsung's newest soft flagship, and honestly, even at full price, it's still worth it. And that's coming from someone who isn't even a Samsung phone user. The reason is pretty simple. The sound is ridiculously good. With AKG and Harman behind it, the Buds 3 FE has a shockingly accurate, neutral sound. Its reduction of details is insane. I tested with the sounds I know by heart, and I keep discovering things I'd never noticed. For example, in the Ryuichi Sakamoto's Thousand Knives, I realized for the first time that one of the intro sounds is coming from the professor's own headphones placing into the mic. That's kind of moment only good hardware can give you. That's when the hardware is strong enough, EQ becomes meaningful, not band-aid. Overall performance is also excellent, ANC is better than the XM5 in the high frequencies, and the transparency mode is the closest I've heard to the AirPods Pro 3. Still not the same, but definitely near to the top of the market. Downside, if you're not using a Samsung phone, you probably lose some advanced features like AI Translate, and you may face the higher latency. Soundpeats H3. One look at these things, and you will know its goal. Bring the IEM level tuning into the TWS. And honestly, I think they've did it. The H3 uses a hybrid setup. One dynamic driver plus two balanced armatures. Treble is precise, and crossover is clean, and they handle that typical BA unit's coldness very well. There is a tiny bit of distortion, but the bass is punchy and energetic. The mids are thick and emotional, and the treble stays cool and controlled. Overall, it's atmospheric, slightly warm, and works across many genres. ANC is just okay, limited bandwidth, and algorithm doesn't do much. Mic quality and transparency also average. The biggest issue is the app. Slow to connect, laggy, not good experience. If I could only pick one model from the Oneplus, it would be the Buds Pro 3. For those waiting to buy a Buds 4 on discount, honestly, consider this one instead. You will buy an older flagship for the price of the new mid-range. That's how I call it a winner. Even though the Buds 4 uses a same coaxial dual driver design, the materials are clearly different. The Pro 3 has better transients, deeper bass extension, similar mids, and treble that is more relaxed and natural. My long-time complaint about Buds 4 is that the treble feels matte. No emotion, no sparkle. Buds Pro 3's ANC is excellent as well, though the Oneplus quietly nerfed it earlier this year to push the Buds 4 sales. Even then, it's still among the best on the market. I mean, 55 kHz ANC bandwidth is still pretty rare. Transparency mode is decent, just a bit more high-frequency noise that's ideal. The downside is that battery life is only about 5.5 hours per charge, which for some people might not even last a day out. The Buds Core Fan Edition was basically my first Samsung audio product ever, and it shocked me. There is a strange curse with AKG products. When they're cheap, they become legendary. And when they're expensive, they flop so hard they bankrupt the company. You don't believe that? For example, the M5005 was basically the final nail in the AKG's coffin. The Buds FE follows the cheap but godly pattern. In this price range, it loses it to almost everything, like features, mid, ANC, mid, controls, mid, then app, mid. Some function even require the Samsung devices, but the sound completely max out. Neutral, accurate, lively, sparkly treble, detailed mid, solid bass imaging. The downside is that ANC is only good with wing noise, weak for voices and conversations. Transparency is natural but not stands out. And the battery life is just about 4.5 hours, pretty weak in 2025. So I will only recommend to the people who care about sounds first, everything else seconds. The Earfun Air Pro 4. This one also needs no introduction. The Air Pro 4 is widely known as one of the best sub $100 TWS. You might ask the new Pro 4 Plus, not great. The BA tuning wasn't handled well, so I don't recommend the Plus version for now. The Air Pro 4 is a classic V-shaped tuning, good dynamics, good atmosphere, and excellent compatibility across devices. Weakness, ANC average around negative 20 dB, which is no longer competitive in 2025. The brand Roseselsa might not be well known globally, but in China, it's as recognized as Soundcore. Great sound, great value. If you're tired of V-shaped tuning already, the i5 is my top recommendation. And it's not one of those aligned to the JM1 curve equals hi-fi BS. All three frequency bands are carefully tuned. It's neutral, but still musical, elastic, lightweight bass, intimate, live-sounding vocals, and naturally extended treble. They still haven't added the EQ to their app. I mean, in today's market, where the EQ is so easy to make, which tells me they are extremely confident in their tuning. Soundcore P30i, the true king of the ultra-budget range. Don't buy the space travel 2, just buy this instant. It sounds great for the price. Classic V-shaped tuning, good atmosphere, forward vocals, and a surprisingly strong ANC for only $90. Even when noise reduction works decently. Battery life is stable, and app experience is excellent. All of these earbuds have a strong hardware fundamental and good quality driver for their price. So what I mean is that just stop believing that YouTubers who's telling you, this earbud sounds perfect with just a little EQ. EQ can enhance, EQ can polish, but EQ cannot transform poor hardware.